Hi, and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen and a happy St. Patrick's Day to you all again. Now, I had a lot of fun making the cold cannon the other day. What a fantastic and delicious dish that is. So I thought I'd follow it up with a wonderful Irish soda bread, and they are so simple to make. I've got a buttermilk. I know they can be made with yogurt, but I really like it with the buttermilk. Now, don't forget also to get across to my Google Plus and hit that follow you button so that I'm going to put lots of extra photographs and other content up there over the next months. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys get involved. Now, let me show you quickly. This is going to be a simple recipe. Let's get on with it. This is such a quick and easy bread to make. There's no proving involved, so get that oven on. We want it 200 degrees Celsius, that's 400 Fahrenheit. Now I've got about a pound of flour, that's 500 grams all-purpose flour in here. I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of baking soda or bicarbonate of soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then using a whisk, we're just going to combine those dry ingredients. Now, when you're making a soda bread, you want to work quite quickly because once we put this buttermilk in there, it's going to start acting with the baking soda, so it doesn't want to be long before this goes in the oven. I make a well in the center there. Now, I've got 400 mils of buttermilk here. That's a little over a cup and a half. I'm just going to pour it in, and as I pour it in, I'm just going to stir it through my flour. A beautiful smell coming out there now. Now, I'm not getting my hands in there yet because I want to mix the flour and the buttermilk together. But then you're going to have to get your hands in and start to combine this dough together. Now, it will be quite a sticky dough. Now, at this point, we might as well bring this out, the little bit of dry flour that's there, bring it out onto the surface. And we're not going to need this very much. We don't want to build up too much gluten, but we're trying to mix the rest of the flour through. Now, with this little bit of extra flour that's on the surface, just work this for a short time just to get a slightly smoother dough. And don't worry about the fact that it's quite sticky. It's meant to be quite a wet and sticky dough. Now I'm just going to add a little extra flour on the surface. And what I'm going to do is just continue to turn this dough around in a circle. Now it is a fairly rustic, it's not a smooth dough like a normal bread. Now let's move that to one side. Bring in a baking tray. Now I want to sprinkle a little flour over the baking tray as well. Pop our soda bread into the center there. I'm going to sprinkle a little flour over the top of the bread. And then you want a sharp knife, and we're just going to cut this bread 2/3 of the way down, pretty deep. Then we're going to pop this straight into our preheated oven, and we're going to cook this for about 40-45 minutes. We'll wait for a lovely golden brown surface, and if you need to, you can take it out and tap it on the bottom to see if it sounds hollow. Now, when you look at that, that's just come out the oven. It's piping hot. It's risen beautifully. And I'll just turn that over. We tap the bottom. It's got that lovely hollow sound. Now, if we just move that onto this cooling rack and let it cool down, it'll be wonderfully and crispy. But if you want it a little softer, the outside, we just cover it in a clean tea towel. That'll trap some of the moisture in and you get a slightly softer crust. Now, I think the perfect way to have this is let it cool a little, not all the way, and serve it while it's warm. Now, soda bread is best as fresh as possible and ideally warm. But it's also fantastic toasted the next day. Let's just cut a slice off of this. Hear that crust, it's beautiful. And look at that beautiful buttermilk interior. It's got a lovely firm crust on it. Now I like big doorstep slices like that. And there's no better way to have this than piping hot with some fresh butter on there. And the jam of your choice. Now I'm going for beautiful raspberry jam on here, and I'm having it pretty thick. It's the way I like it. So from the shores of Australia to wherever you are in the world, wherever you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, get some of this soda bread, I can tell you. Oh my, that is absolutely delicious. You're going to love this one. Please give it the thumbs up, share the love. Now, I'd love to hear your comments if you're doing anything over St. Patrick's Day. And don't forget, get across to that Google Plus as well and follow me there. I might put some photographs and other things up. We've got some trips coming up. And I'd love to have you guys involved. Be good. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. It's going to be a superb St. Patrick's Day in Steve's Kitchen this year. We're going to have heaps of fun. I'm going to leave some links to some other videos there. And above me here, this is the button to click if you want to stay in touch on Google+. Get across there, hit the follow, and stay in touch. Be good. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.